on the topic of what is an animal control officer and how do you become one. In a nutshell, animal control officer, we are like law enforcement and an ambulance for the animal world. You know, we can deal with stuff up to sending bad people to jail for dog fighting, bird fighting, animal cruelty, animal neglect, all the way down to dealing with the annoying barking neighbor dog. So, what does it take to become an animal control officer? Well, the requirements are kind of vary city to city, county to county. On average, high school diploma, GED is usually what you need to get in. And a big plus is if you have animal handling experience. That helps out a lot. A lot of the agencies want paid experience dealing with the animals. What would that be? You know, it can be something as simple as being a kennel attendant, to being a vet tech, to an RVT. Those are all different ways you can kind of get animal handling experience that is paid. As far as specific education, going from an animal control officer maybe to a senior to a sergeant type of thing, supervisor, it'll just kind of vary. Most of the time you can usually get that by years of experience. But the other times too, if you're going to go to a level of a supervisor to a director, then the formal education is really going to come into play. Most of the agencies are looking for someone with a bachelor's degree at minimum to run the whole shelter. And definitely if you're wanting to become a director of a large agency, you will need to have that bachelor's. Okay, so as far as the certificates, so I'm based out here in California, in Southern California, so it'll vary area to area, state to state. So the main ones that we have for animal control in California would be, there is an Animal Control Academy. This is something you can just take on your own. It's usually sponsored by one of the local community colleges. It usually happens about once or twice a year. And how that works is it's a 2-week course, and they give you pretty much everything that would kind of give you a good baseline to be an animal control officer. You're going to go over stuff like, you know, animal cruelty, how to write a case, recognizing diseases or injuries on animals. And it's pretty cool because it actually goes through even like livestock. So if you're more locked in the city area like I am, it is nice to have that knowledge just in case, again, depending what other agency you might want to go to in the future. So the other thing too is a Euthanasia Certificate. It's just one of the realities, depending on the agency that you're with, that you might have to do some euthanasia of sick, injured, aggressive, and sometimes in worst case scenarios, even healthy animals. PC 832 course. This is a 2-parter. Overall, that is the main certificate you're gonna need to actually issue any sort of citation. So if out of, when you're done hearing all these certificates, you hear anything, if you wanna work on just getting that one, I would recommend that one first. So that's the first half. You can just do that part. And again, that's the part you would need for California. And there's an additional part, which is the Firearms module. Again, that's a really educational course, but you will need that in order to fire any type of weapon. So even though the dart gun is not a gun, you do need that in order to shoot that, even the blow darts. So it is a great module to add, but again, the first part you want to do is the powers of arrest. I believe that's what the course is called. One of the most important things I can tell you is that it is a tough job. This runs the gamut from, you know, you seeing the worst in humanity to some of the best miracles ever. It is taxing on your body mentally. So just know going forward into this, me saying this part is not to deter you. It's simply just letting you know that, you know, you're going to want to have a good support system for the after hours stuff, because, you know, the job can get pretty rough. You are dealing with people and their animals. And as I've seen over all the years doing this, sometimes they love their animals way more than their kids. So you're even going to houses for a simple barking complaint, which is no big deal. And they are getting really aggressive with you for you showing up saying that their dog is barking, and they'll give you 1,000 reasons why it's not. That's the other thing too. Don't think this job is playing around with puppies all day long. This is 90% humans, 10% animals. Again, we are there at the homes because of a human that's probably not doing something correct. So just kind of remember that going ahead, that this is not, playing with puppies all day long. It is, a lot of investigations and talking to humans.